Welcome to another edition of the Champions Corner. Listen, I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you to like this video. We got a lot to get into. We're going to talk about the original Tribal Chief. We're going to talk about the Judgment Day, and we're going to talk about all things wrestling right here in this episode of the Champions Corners. Fellas, how you feeling?
Doing good, man. Glad to be here.
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Listen, man, it's a lot going on. We fresh off of Friday Night SmackDown. Guys, Friday Night SmackDown took place, of course, in the beautiful Central Florida. I can't get enough of Florida. I mean, it took place, such a beautiful place there. Such great people. We're going to talk about the original Tribal Chief, right? Comes out, right? First of all, Solo says, I'll acknowledge the Tribal Chief if he can take back what he says is his. Fellas, what you think about that?
Well, first of all, to echo that, SmackDown was wonderful. We were in the building. The Champions Corner was in the building. And it was a wonderful experience to be back out there amongst the WWE Universe. But here's my thing. He said he would acknowledge him if he takes it back. Well, technically, he took it back.
He kind of did.
So Solo, you wanna swing yourself on that one, brother. But I enjoyed the storyline outcome of it. I enjoyed the build up throughout the night with Solo talking and like really getting into his character. To the point now when Solo walks out, man, like I noticed that people are up and just their eyes are on him. You know, the people who come out and it's like okay, cool, but they were there. They stood up when he was talking. So Solo's getting up there, man. But yeah, I'm liking the direction they're going. But always, as we always say, more meat on that bone, man. It's more to come. But I liked it.
Oh yeah, man. Like the Solo continue to impress me. Like I said, but him not talking for like a year or so, we know he can be decent on the mic, like how he is. And like I said, he's being that leader, telling Tama Tonga where to stand and Tongaloa all them where to stand, what to do, and they following him. They believe in Solo.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that, and I like that they got the upper hand this week because last week, boy, Roman went straight through all of them. But Jacob wasn't there, so Jacob is that X factor that no one seemed to stop it. Not even Roman Reigns right now. The Tribal Chief, original Tribal Chief, could stop him right now. Maybe he came out there with the boot and all, but he's still whooping. And I don't know, is this the first time Roman Reigns has been powerbomb through a table like this? The first time in a long time at least.
Probably first time
in a long time.
Probably.
First time in a long time.
Probably since Triple H beat him down, but that's about it.
Lord Jesus, help us. Well, I don't know. It seemed like the first time that really has happened to him, the triple powerbomb to him. Like I said, this Bloodline 2.0 is standing tall. Like they've been doing for weeks on end. But this is showing Roman gonna need some help. And that's the moment I'm waiting for.
So
when he get that help.
So speaking of Roman might need help because, like you said, Crump, Jacob is truly the X factor. I mean, we thought it might have been hyperbole before Roman Reigns came back. We was like, Jacob is pretty much unstoppable. But Jacob proved it yet again that he is a unmovable force. Like Jacob is that guy. Jacob is a beast. So who's gonna stop? Forget Solo and the rest of the Tongans. Who's gonna stop Jacob?
Nobody. not at this moment. Not until Roman gets some help. Because I don't think Roman is really focused on him. He want that Ula Fala and he want Solo. But Roman hasn't spoken a word since he got back. For real, on the mic.
Right. I need an explanation.
So Roman, I don't know if he's gonna be back this coming Friday or what, but we need to hear from him and see what he's saying about this whole Bloodline 2.0. I know he just went after him. So with him without speaking, his actions speaks volume. But we do need to hear something from him, though. We still need to hear something from him. And we're gonna see. But Jacob is a beast. He gonna need more than that. He might bring somebody. When Jimmy come back, he might bring somebody extra with him, and then they got to convince Jade.
So let me ask this question, guys. Let's have a little fun because we all know, who we are suspecting that might come alongside Roman Reigns. But let's think outside of the box, guys. Let's have a little fun. Who else could help out Roman Reigns?
In the family, like in or out of the family?
I don't know. Let's just have a little fun. See what you come up with.
Well, go ahead, Crump, because you're about to say something. Go ahead, bro.
Well, like I said some shows back. I still think Sammy gonna be there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of my bold predictions. Like some episodes back,
Right.
Sammy will join with Jay because Sammy and Jay are already going for tag team titles. Was that this Monday?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Yeah, so he already good with Jay. Like I said, it's just gonna take some convincing for Jay, and Sammy gonna be right along with Jay. If Jay do it, Sammy gonna do it.
Mm.
So other than Hikaleo, I don't know whose side he gonna be on when he comes because I say he signed, but I see Sammy as the other person.
You know what? I gotta say Sammy too. Let's say nobody else signed that was family,
Mm-hmm.
who will be the other person? I'm gonna throw another curveball at you. Kevin Owens.
Hmm.
Oh Lord.
Because he's still talking about Roman. He accepted the match against Cody because he got accepted because he's not talking about Roman. Now, if anybody don't like Roman, it's him.
Right.
So why would he help them fight some people? I mean, granted, he's been dealing with the new Bloodline 2.0. I mean, the Bloodline book got a whole chapter of Kevin Owens as it is. So I mean, so why not keep writing?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
Kevin,
that'd
Sammy,
be crazy
and
though.
Usos.
That'd be
That'd
crazy.
be crazy. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. So, but we all feel like it's gonna be Jimmy, of course, Jay, and maybe Sami Zayn, right? The team up. But those three alone can't stop Jacob.
Well,
Maybe not, but I mean, he probably could do it. Roman probably could do it, but he got everybody else right there on him too. It wasn't just Jacob. Tongaloa and Solo are right there.
Right.
So if he gets somebody to neutralize them,
Mhm.
and when Tongaloa comes back, he could get Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
But he just need a little help neutralizing everybody else.
Cool.
And Jacob caught him off guard too.
He did. I was not expecting Jacob to come back, man. But
maybe
so where do we go from here? We saw how Roman Reigns, when he put on the Olavala, how he just went into like almost like a metamorphosis, like a trance. You know, he was excited to have that thing back on.
You know what it's compared to when Thanos he got that last stone. That's what it's compared to. We got that last stone and he got out of that charge.
Yeah.
They would probably give him that charge, give him that, I'm chief, I'm here.
Man,
So that's what that was like to me.
because for those of you in the digital audience, for those of you that's out there, if you have not experienced Roman Reigns live, this guy is like a literally like a Marvel superhero now. I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal. But so
He got that aura. He got that aura.
where do we go from here, fellas? So at the Bash at Berlin, I don't think it's been announced yet, but will it be Solo versus Roman Reigns?
No, that's too early.
Okay.
me and RC was actually talking about this, and I would agree with him. I would say bad blood.
Hmm.
Bad blood, hence, right? Because they have a lot of star power on Bash at Berlin as it is right now. I mean, you got Cody. So far, you got Cody and Kevin. You got the Terror Twins versus Dom and Liv, and you got Gunther versus Randy, right? And that's it so far. They're probably going to add CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, based on what we see. So I think that's a lot of star power for one show. I think you should still milk it. But the thing is, Roman's probably going to have to step in on the ring, or maybe on a SmackDown. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do it to pull that trigger or something like that. But I think the first meeting should be a bad blood, but you really got to stretch it out. You know, how you going to stretch out the next, where we are, mid-August? That's like 6 weeks from now, too, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can, right? If you focus more so on what's coming up at Bash at Berlin, and then, because you only got 2 more weeks for that, then you can be like, okay, Roman and Solo face each other bad blood. That's like a 4-week build. So you can do it like that. And then, you know, that way, as long as you keep the story interesting, which they've been doing a pretty good job, they don't have to, like, have a match because they done fought already. Like, they've been fighting the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks at that. SummerSlam included.
Yeah, SummerSlam. Yeah, because you say Roman hurt from this beatdown a little bit. That'll give you some time, a couple weeks right there.
Mm-hmm.
So they can stretch you to bad blood.
Okay.
In Atlanta.
Okay. So I mean, do they continue with, every Friday Roman comes out and face Solo and they do the whole back and forth? I mean, will they continue that, or will they have a match between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu?
Ooh.
Roman and
I don't know. Are they gonna be clear? I'm trying to think, is Jacob Fatu fully clear? I know he did what he did to Roman on SmackDown, but he still had the boot on. And then they got to defend those tag team titles.
Right.
Well, he just cost them the tag team titles against is it the Street
Street
Profits one, right?
Street Profits.
Yep.
Yeah, against Street Profits.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that could happen too
Mm-hmm.
because they got to defend those titles. Because I don't know if they're doing what they call the Freebird rule, where any of the three of them or four of them could be the tag team champions or be in the match, maybe. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're gonna play it off like that because they had Tongaloa and Tamatonga holding the titles up last week. So I don't know how they playing it off.
They got Jacob and Tomatonga. They got him on the marquee, so I guess it's going to be those two.
Yeah. I guess the same thing too, because they are officially the champions, right?
Yeah.
But to your point, they might use the Freebird rule just like New Day used to do, But
Yeah.
But I guess more to come on that. So yeah, does Roman cost in the titles? No, because we know how that would go. We manage you, Roman. Let him keep the titles. I think to get him something, because that'll also give like Street Profits something to go after too. Or more tag teams. That'll get the Bloodline. They get them involved in a lot more. I think, and stretch them a little bit more instead of just focus. Although Roman Reigns wants a lot of things back, but he also wants the title back too. So there's a lot of different places you can kind of intertwine there.
Mm-hmm.
Until you can get to the ultimate thing, which we believe to be the Survivor Series match. So I think they should keep the titles though. It gives them more like that. Because if they had no titles and Solo, he didn't win the title already against Cody, so they don't have no titles. I think that it don't hurt them, but I think it's good that they have that extra layer on top.
Yeah. And also, when Roman was looking at the Ulafal, like he just knocked that doggone tag team title out the way like it wasn't nothing. Like what's the name of this? Right. So he probably won't care about them tag team title.
Right. Man, it was a spectacle, man. It was a spectacle. But man, this is how big the Bloodlines got. They're pretty much fighting over pretty much a band around their neck. That's how big the Bloodlines got, man. Fighting for who's the head of the table. So
yeah, it's like a title to them.
Yeah.
It's a position. It's who all the family looks to, and that's important. Family should be important to everybody, but it's not always. But especially with the Samoan family, Samoan dynasty, that's important, and they want to have that position and have that power. And like I said, like we were talking about earlier, when he put it on, he felt like he was just refreshed, and he felt the power from that. And it's just like CM Punk bracelet. It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the meaning behind it.
Right.
So that's what they fighting for.
Yeah. So much to add to that. I know we talked about it on the podcast numerous of times of where we believe it's going to come to a head at WrestleMania. But I don't even want to open that door right now because we got to get through the next couple of months. Talking about we know who we waiting on to come back. We know who we waiting on to come back to see how he responds about it. But when that happens, he's the only one. The one thing I would say who is going to match Roman Reigns right now as far as all that energy.
Roman Reigns is wide. He's riding a wave we haven't seen in a while. I would say, the last time we saw this, but I don't want to make my host here. I don't want to make them upset with this, but they're a little biased when it comes to the greatness of this guy that I know. But anyway, I want to move on because there's so much to talk about. I want to talk about before we get to this next segment or this next topic. I want to give the Street Profits some love on this show. They had an amazing showing on SmackDown. That was an incredible match. Crump, what's your take real quick? And then we'll get to Lonnie about what's his take on the Street Profits potentially entering and probably winning the tag team titles next Friday. Who knows?
Hey, like I said, they needed something. They went all the way through that what's it called gauntlet match, and they got a lot of fan support with that. And then they thought, like I said, gauntlet match is almost pretty much not fair. I mean, it's an interesting match, and to give you time on the show for the company and whatnot. But it's almost an unfair match because how you got Bloodline at the last match? You already tired. You went through like 3-4 teams, and last you got to face the Bloodline. Jacob Fatu in that match himself. And like, come on now. So they deserve this shot that they got right now. And I'm happy for them, but it's hard to see them winning it. Like I said, unless it's a distraction or something like that. Not saying they can't, but with Jacob Fatu in there and how the things go and how it went last time, it's going to be a tough match for them. But like I said, I believe they've had so many tag team titles that I believe they can pull it off.
Yeah. I echo that. Next week with the match itself, we've heard the story so much with them in these backstage interviews saying that people have forgotten who we are. We heard them say that a lot. They talk about their accomplishments as tag team champions, how they had the title on each brand, and things of that nature. But none of their title reigns really. I don't remember the NXT one. I remember they won it, but I don't think it lasted that long. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. And then the other two they had, one over the SmackDown one, I think it was, they swapped shows, and that's how they got the Raw ones. So I think that's how they got that one, and then they lost those. So I think every time they've had a shot at that time, they didn't lose, but they had stellar matches against the Usos, RK Bro, all these different teams. DIY, we just saw all these different teams. So in essence, I think the Bloodline should keep the titles to stay the extra layer on top, but I wouldn't be mad if the Street Profits won. Because I think they need something. Because otherwise, I'll be honest with you, if they don't win these titles, I mean, just pull the trigger and let Montez go sing.
Yeah, because they need something. They need a big shot in the arm because after the group failing pretty much, I mean, like I said, they won before. They won at WrestleMania, but beyond that, they're doing it. Now that Bobby's gone, they got beef at with them, but they need something to charge them up. Like I said, if they don't win this match, then like I said, they might need to split up. Because really all they are right now is it's a catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
We want the smoke. They're gonna say that every show, okay? But that's all you are, a catchphrase pretty much right now. You ain't winning at all the matches that you need to, and people aren't into you as they were before. I mean, they can still get some cheers, but they're not the top team.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like I said, we're not even sure they can win this match because it's the Bloodline. It's Jacob Fatu. They the big storyline, and they're gonna be there for the next few months, probably till WrestleMania, probably even after that.
Mm-hmm.
So are they probably gonna be able to step up and beat that, or just go back down or get another loss? We're gonna see.
Man, we shall see, man. There's more to come on that. I just kind of wanted to give them their love because they had an amazing match on Friday Night SmackDown. But let's talk about Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. We haven't had a chance to dissect this on this show. But guys, should we really take this match seriously?
Man, no. They gotta show me some more, man. Cause I don't even like how Kevin Owens got the title shot. I'm like, hey, thanks, buddy. You've been helping me out. Thanks, I appreciate you. All right, go ahead. You want this title shot? Come on, man. I know you want it.
Hey.
And Kevin Owens talking about, no, not really. I don't think I deserve it. What kind of? Come on. He's supposed to earn that. He should have. Kevin Owens was like, no, I should earn it. Give me a match where I can earn it. Give me a tournament, whatever it is. I'll face whoever to get the title shot. Mm-hmm. But and you come giving it to somebody else. That ain't Kevin Owens I know. Kevin Owens, he'll take any title shot he can get. But just to hand him a title shot just because he's been helping you a lot, okay, it ain't a good story. I need some more story from that. I need something else from that. Kevin Owens gonna turn heel on him or do something. Excite me more. Show me why he needs this shot. Because we all thought it was gonna be Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
But Randy Orton, it would just make sense going for Gunther because of the King of the Ring controversy.
Mm-hmm.
So now they just pulled Kevin Owens because I feel like because they don't really have that many top stars that could really face Cody at the moment.
That's true.
I'm like, because who else is it? I think that's the only reason Kevin Owens getting the shot. It's a one-time thing. It seemed like for Bash in Berlin, but the only thing that kind of convinced me of it was they say, oh, he didn't get a rematch for his Universal title when he lost to Goldberg all them years ago.
That's too long.
And that's reaching. You reaching with that. But that's the only thing they could pull from, I guess, it seemed like. So, I ain't like how it went down. They could have did way better with that for somebody to get a title shot.
Well, I think, okay, let me say this. Yes, I agree. I understand like how he got it, but he's going to respond as a face. And him and Cody are friends. We know that. But I understand the passion behind what you're saying too. But also, I think it's going to lead to a Kevin Owens heel turn. Because let's think about it. So you got Roman Reigns and Cody. We talked about that before, being like an Austin Rock on the same show, right? In this generation. And then Randy Orton's on Raw for a little while. At least to another couple of weeks. So what am I saying? You got two faces in Cody and Roman who are outshining other faces. They're gonna need another heel. Roman's busy with the bloodline, so I think Kevin Owens, who plays a better heel than the face, in my opinion, is going to turn heel. He don't want it right now, but he gonna feel it again. Like, oh yeah, I've been wanting this for a while. When's the last time I had a singles title? So maybe what I know you don't like it, RC, but that's probably what you're gonna get up until Bash in Berlin. Him playing that field like that. And they haven't announced him, but I'm pretty sure Cody and Kevin gonna take on A-Town Down Under at some point before that. Because they just had the run in this past week. So I think if they do pull the trigger on that, I think Kevin does it at Bash in Berlin. He turns in on Cody. Cody goes over as we know he is, and then he does the Cody thing, shake Kevin's hand, and then Kevin pulls a Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
But
It
this
had to
time,
start like that. There had to be more than one match if we're gonna do it like that.
but
I guess I'll stretch to Survivor Series or until after that.
Yeah, but it won't be like in Austin style, meaning it won't be like, everything Austin does after that. It'll be like one of those Kevin Owens stares looking at him like you disgust me, type of stares, And then that fires Cody up because we know when Cody gets fired up, and Kevin Owens is an aggressive fighter. Man, you can't help but have a fire match after that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like even more so. So yeah, that's what I believe.
I hope so, guy. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying it's totally a dead story, but they need to give me something. I need to see how they build it. Like I said, I trust the creative team right now. I'm gonna let them cook with it, but I didn't like how it started off. That's all I was trying to get across from it, because you just kind of just handed him a title shot from nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I was leaning more towards. It's just kind of thrown together, but I guess I see why, because Solo and this is almost forced in a way where you run from the tribal chief now. I mean, he's back, so you got to do that. You got to do that angle, and like you said, who's left to fight Cody Rhodes? But to your point, Lonnie, if it does happen like that at Bash at Berlin, then I guess it's going to be a continuation at the next show, because there's no way he could turn heel and it vanished into thin air. So
yeah.
So
yeah, but also I'm gonna say this: I love Cody Rhodes, but has all his title defenses been like that? To kind of put together, like it just come out of like Food's Fuse. I know it because you think about Logan Paul,
right?
I mean, they had to put Solo there because he coming up with the bloodline. I mean, I guess that story works, but you had to get AJ Styles out of nowhere. So and now we got KO. So it's like I don't know.
So to your point, I'm thinking like, should Cody be on Raw?
Because he originally was on Raw, yeah.
So one of the things that we don't discuss often, we give WWE all these props about how good it is right now, how wonderful it is, how entertaining and things like that. But on the other side of that, one of the problems you create for yourself being so talented, you got to find something to do. You have to keep something up. So to the prop with Cody having Logan Paul, coming to, in Saudi, but Saudi kind of got a hand in who they want to see over there. So they be like, hey, I want to see Logan Paul. They want to see big stars in there. They got a hand in that, right? So that's probably what that probably went. I don't know that for sure. I'm just saying based on what I heard in terms of how I think it was Mansoor said that, they wanted more bigger stars over there, right? AJ, yeah, the first time, yeah, it kind of did happen like that. I think, but he won a match, right? Didn't he win a match? Like he beat somebody. Didn't he beat like LA Knight or somebody to get the shot, I believe. But then the second time,
yeah, he might have won a shot. I think
sound about right.
Yeah. But the second time,
LA Knight won a WrestleMania, and then he got the win back. Okay, yeah.
But the second time, he just pulled that classic Mark Henry, nice jacket retirement speech.
Right.
So you really good at that point, right? But and then Solo, to your point, Cody's one of those things where not that it should always go on, but I think anytime Cody and the Bloodline touch, it's always going to work.
Yeah.
Not to say you always got to go back to it, but every time it happens, it's going to work. We see that. Because if you realize, he only fight the Bloodline on big stages.
Mm-hmm. And please don't do another Bloodline rules.
Because he got undefeated there, like the streak. Right? Yeah. So
now,
with all that, yeah.
With all this being said about Cody, this brings in to what's been said. It's kind of been said, kind of from other superstars. I know Eric Bischoff said it. Undertaker's on the record of saying this too. Like Cody probably needs to be a heel. And this the way I'm seeing it, just in the conversation, because you got right now you have Roman Reigns and you have Cody, two big faces. They can only be really one. You got to have that, that Rock and Austin type thing going back and forth, right? Could Cody turn heel instead of Kevin Owens?
Well, this is what I think. So to your point, yeah, that Austin Rock. But back then it was really about, which I'm hearing them talk about now. No, I'm number one. No, I'm number one. Like that was what's going on with Austin and Rock. Like, I want that brass ring, as they say, the proverbial brass ring in the business. Cody and Roman are doing the same thing. Cody said, I'm not budging. I know he's back, and I know he's not going to budge. So I don't think Cody should turn heel, because you got to remember, too, and Sean, you appreciate this, although Austin and The Rock were pulling at number one, The Undertaker was still there, but they also had a great heel in Triple H there, and keeping them wanting to be on top. You know what I'm saying? So when you have...
For the people in the back.
Yeah, man, it's a fact, man. This is call it what it is, right? So when you got those two guys fighting for it, right? And then you got a guy like The Undertaker, whose longevity has been there, still on top as well. He may not be number one between those two at the time, but he was still up there. He was respected. And then you got a guy like Triple H, who has, like, bring out the best of these faces because of the things he did and how diabolical he was as a character. You talk about all that. So all they need to do now is find that next heel, and I think Solo is getting there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Cody needs to turn heel, because also in the same time you got that John Cena fade right now where all the kids love Cody. You know what I'm saying? He's signing stuff when he comes to the ring. He's going to these different things. Fans giving him gifts. You know what I'm saying? What would you do with that? You can't just turn it off.
We saw that at the show. I mean, it's pitch black. He out there signing stuff.
He also he had to have a real reason to do so. Kevin Owens probably would have more of a reason to do so, especially if he loses. Bash in Berlin. That's what I said. They could probably stretch that out. So the story really ain't gonna probably keep going to after that match. So that's the part I'm waiting to see, I guess.
Cool. Plenty more to come on that. I think that's a really good take right there. But I want to talk about something we didn't not necessarily have on the list. But man, Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, looks like they got a little friction going on there. She wanted Tiffany to acknowledge her as the queen there on SmackDown, and then of course they got jumped. Does Tiffany Stratton cash in real soon?
Go ahead, bro. I have a take on that. Go ahead, bro.
I think they can play it out a little longer. I think so. Cause I mean, I feel like she already been kind of acknowledging her as that. She been cool with her, but that's even before she won the Money in the Bank. So I don't think she should have a problem even doing that. But she gonna continue to look at that title and give hints. I think that's gonna be a slow burn of it. I feel like give it at least another month or two, maybe a month and a half. It ain't probably gonna be that long,
right? But
they can stretch it out a little long, because they already got stuff going on for Bash Berlin. I'm pretty sure for Bad Blood probably, and that could be a Survivor Series match. I'm gonna say Survivor Series.
I think I mentioned on a few shows ago that I don't think this one's going to be a long carry with the Money in the Bank. However, this was before she got that new briefcase, though. But I would say, yeah, they starting to show the cracks in there. Nia Jax, being the on-screen bully, right? As her character does at times, you go to beat people down and all that type of thing. And now she said, I want you to, the proverbial acknowledge me. I guess it runs in the family, I suppose.
Yes, it does.
But and Tiffany was like, huh? Right? So to the point, yeah, I think they can stretch it out a little bit and let it cook, because Meechin's getting a title shot next week. But then whenever Bayley comes back, I'm sure she's going to push for a rematch at least. And then, watch this. Charlotte going to be back eventually. Charlotte always go for the top.
So, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying Charlotte's going to win, but Tiffany can have a hand with that too. If she start having matches with Charlotte, that can add more ice on the cake of giving Tiffany more ammunition to pull that trigger, so to speak.
Yeah. But I hope they don't do that. Like, because it's happened before, where they have Charlotte face Nia and beat her, and then Tiffany cash in on Charlotte. So just giving Charlotte another title reign for nothing. I hope they don't do that.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
I think
because that would be ridiculous.
I think this time around, being that Charlotte's been gone for a while, they're probably gonna make her earn it.
I would hope so, but It's,
Let,
they love just throwing her right there into it.
let's just call it what it is, man. She's a 14-time world champion, right? Watch this now. Watch this. Do you realize that's just with the Raw and SmackDown? They're not even counting the NXT. Technically, she already there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not counting the NXT titles.
Right.
She did that twice. She technically already there.
Exactly.
Man,
So, like, leave it alone, man.
she a baby. She a
And like I said,
baby goat.
like I said before, and it still ain't gonna hit like when John Cena beat the record. It still ain't gonna hit like that.
But they're gonna build it that way because she's a Flair's daughter. She's a legacy.
That's
They're gonna build it that way.
right. Hey man, listen.
Yeah.
That's just that seniority, man. Anytime Michael Jordan stepped on the court, it ain't matter what type of foul that was going on. They were gonna go with Michael.
Yeah.
Listen,
I hear you.
more to come on that, man. More to come on that. Let's briefly touch on this subject real quick. The Naomi, my girl Jade, Bianca versus the current tag team champs and their new goon. So they got a match coming up, and eventually it looks like it's getting back to a tag team title match. So does Jade and Bianca win the tag championships? And if so, it makes us right that it was all for nothing. Real quick, what you guys say?
Well, before we answer that, who won? Somebody else is in the running right now. Didn't they have like a title? Was it EO and Kairi Sane?
Well, that could be good. I don't know, but I think Dakota's injured again. I don't know when Oscar's coming back.
Okay.
So it had to be them two, maybe, because they turned face out of nowhere. Damage control, it is. Because the EO did all that screaming, and now they just turned face. Like, we didn't do something different. So then now they face going against Shayna Baszler and them.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know what other team is contending exactly, but I like to say if they are, I'm glad. Like I said, that's a Raw team. I'm glad that the tag team titles are going to each brand because they went to NXT and defended them. Now they need to go to Raw and then come back to SmackDown to face Bianca and Jade. That's what they should do.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question, though, does Bianca and Jay get them back? I don't know if they do. I really don't. I want them to, but I don't know if they do. They gave it so much credibility if they do, but I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger on them. You know, they might, because it might be a part of their story later. And we can't get this done, now somebody turns on somebody. You know?
But I don't feel like that happens until 2025.
Okay.
It might. It might.
The year of Cena.
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
Cool.
It's gonna be a great year, man. It's gonna be a great year. A lot of good moments gonna be coming from that.
I guess I'm gonna enjoy it, because you don't miss what you have till it's gone. So I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna give him that much grace. But listen, I want to roll on to Big Bronson Reed. This guy. So for those of you watching, hide your kids, hide whatever you need to hide anything, because Bronson Reed is on the rampage. This guy he's taking all comers, squashing everybody. He squashed a national treasure, as Michael Cole alluded to, in R-Truth on this Monday Night Raw. What's going on with Bronson Reed? What are we not seeing? What's happening, y'all?
What are you not seeing? What you talking about? You seeing everything? That man said, look, you know what? I'm tired of your excuses. That man, I'm going to go through the ring. I'm like, man, he went, 6 times?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, like, yo.
No, go ahead.
And you would think they'd get great heat. No. The fans would spin one more time, bro.
That's crazy. On self, too.
Yeah, on self.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed right now, he's like, look, you ain't going to give it to him, I'm going to take it. Hey, good for you, Bronson Reed. Good for you.
Oh, yeah. That tsunami coming through, Bo.
Man.
You can't stop it. That tsunami coming through. I'm still mad at everybody that was out there supposed to be protecting self. They just let that man fall on him 6 times.
What they was going to do, Crump?
It's 10 of y'all at least out there.
And you got Big Bronson Reed.
Out the ring. Move Seth out the ring. If you can't grab him, move Seth. Seth ain't that big. Come on now. On the other side of things, I'm happy for Bronson Reed taking his moment. I hope it leads to bigger things for him. I feel like it's going to lead up to Intercontinental title match against Braun Breaker. Bronson versus Braun. That's going to... Boy. I don't know if the dog could get through a tsunami. I don't know. But I feel like that's what it's leading up to. And is Bronson gonna go down from a spear from Braun? Who knows? But it's gonna be something to see. I feel that's what it's leading up to.
That's a good match already on paper.
Yeah.
Talking about a lot of boot slapping, boy. Them dudes, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's,
You know, Biggie.
yeah, Biggie, yeah. Like you talk about that, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they would do some damage because hard hitting, and Bronson Reed's pretty, he's pretty agile for his size. He's more solid than he is like, maybe big or whatever, as he calls himself, Big Bronson Reed. But they can really do some cool things with that, with Braun Breaker's speed and the way he works in the ring, them fast bumping and like you can get that classic starting the match off like when he runs to the ring, you go to the ring, boom. I ain't bugging now. You can, man. So many different ways you can go with that.
It is because Braun, like he said, nobody can stop me.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I've been wanting to talk about it, but the way he threw Sami Zayn into that chair on the outside,
Man, yeah.
boy, I thought Sami was dead. I was like, that's the end of the match.
Yeah.
If Sami win this match after that, then something is wrong.
Yeah.
Because his back got to be hurt. He'd be killing him after that. He got thrown into that chair.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if he could pick up Bronson, that's going to be a moment.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like I said, they ain't even got in each other's vicinity, but I'm looking forward to it already.
You know what? I want to throw another cherry on top. That's Triple B. Braun.
No, you put all on it. Boy, the commentator's going to have some trouble with that match.
Right.
Michael Cole and Pat McAfee going to be going through it in that match.
Hey.
Oh, boy, going to be on there by then, ain't it?
Who?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
the commentator's going to be on the show by then.
I think so.
Yeah, he is. But my point is, it ain't going to change. You got all that going on in that boat.
Boy, hey, I'm good with that. They just need to call them by different names or something.
Mm-hmm.
Call it, just say Breakup, Reed, and Braun. You got to do it like that. Call them by their last name.
That's what they did when Kane, Braun, and Brock fought at the Royal Rumble. They call it the Beast versus the Monster versus the Machine or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to build it like that. But I'm just thinking that when Braun runs outside, the tall Braun, when he runs outside and does like the football, well, not the football, the shoulder attack he be doing, that other Braun Breaker meets him with a spear on the other side of that boat.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's the impact.
Yeah.
Boy, the IC title gonna be. Boy, that's your favorite title, Lonnie. Boy, that thing gonna be cooking on the next few months if that happens.
It's gonna be cooking like hot grease, bro. Yeah. Yeah,
sir.
Man, that's gonna
a lot of possibilities with that. A lot of possibilities.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Man, so it's much more to see. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen the next time we see Big Bronson Reed, because right now there's no control, the general manager again has no control over the roster. They're doing whatever they want. So what's gonna happen next? Who knows what's gonna happen next?
And then Seth gonna come back eventually, so that match gotta happen. So yeah.
True. He gonna come back. Man, so let's move on to Punk and Drew. This thing is getting it's getting spicier, man. Punk just with his own belt. What happens next?
First of all, this is what I'm going to say about that. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I know we had the Codys and the Rocks and the Selfs and the Romans and all that deal. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Drew and CM Punk, rivalry of the year.
Absolutely.
They kept this interesting with one of them being.
Yeah.
So, I mean, from the looks of it, I mean, what CM Punk said, he had a strap in his hand, so I'm assuming they're going to a strap match type direction. But yeah, that thing's getting more. They got to do like all 3 matches because Drew won the first one, and now Punk make over next, and then you got to have that climax, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get the payoff from it, man. You got to get the payoff of it. And I usually don't say this, but this should probably be. This would make sense to me if they did it like you could add the blood in the final match. Both of them, like, because a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into it already, right? This is building from, like, we could say January because when he got hurt, but technically it kind of started a little bit before that. When he came back and, we heard about Drew being upset and all those types of things. So you're almost rolling on a year in a sense.
Right.
So, man, I think you should end it like that. But that's just my personal. It don't have to be a gimmick match after that. I know they're doing one now, but the spice is still there, man. The seasoning still got the food tasting good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he chasing that man all over the arena. So you got to catch him sooner or later. Like I said, Drew seemed like he trying to move on, but like we said before, Punk ain't gonna let that happen. Cause he tried to come out there on Gunther and Randy, but Punk was right there, he stopping him again from a world title match.
Yep.
Possibly happen for him. Get him in. He trying to get in the middle of it.
Right.
So, like I said, but Drew got to handle his business because Punk ain't going. Like you said when after the match happened at SummerSlam, Punk said he gonna continue to get back up. As long as the breath of my lungs, I'm coming after you right now until I'm satisfied.
Yep.
So that match need to be booked. Adam Pearce, do something.
So we get this next match, and then we get the Bad Blood. Does it end at Bad Blood?
It should on paper, but the way that thing going on, that ride would never be over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they, probably until they get on separate shows, it ain't gonna be over.
Yeah. Here's an example that just came to me that I think about. You remember back in WCW when they was hot? But you remember the rivalry like between DDP and Macho Man? Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
They always have random matches. Like they'll fight, but then they'll take like 3 months off and then have it another match. You remember that? Yeah. And they like I remember specifically DDP came out and called. It was like months. Months had passed. They had a match, but then DDP came out and did a promo and said he has a disease and it's Macho Man. And talking about, let's do it one more time. I think it was like a Halloween Havoc or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
But my point is not to elaborate on that. Because for those watching, go do your WCW history. You'll see all that. But what I'm saying, it can be something like that, but it'll make a little bit more sense. You know what I'm saying? They not to say the match went good, but you know what I mean. Like now you have really something to hang on. Mm-hmm. Drew says it's over, but he still has the bracelet. You know what I'm saying? Like you done got suspended. You done flip tables. You done try to hold up shows. You done get this man hometown. He done cost you a match in your in front of your family. And you mean tell me after one Claymore is over? Man, come on.
Right, the ruin Money in the Bank, everything.
Yeah.
Nah. Those two are made. And you know what I like the most about this? And this is what I dig about wrestling. For me personally, when people work together and they have real life animosity, and they come to agreement at the end, like, okay, I think we good now. Let's just make mano and mano. That's what I did with that. Because you look at the history of that, think about it. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Matt Hardy and Edge. That's just the name of a few. I ain't gonna go on a whole list of it. But those are the ones that come to my mind the most. Because we know, if you know about those real life stories, and then you got CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? Like let's just make it. When you make controversy creates cash, right? That's the whole thing in the business, right? Mm-hmm. And what are our eyes been locked on? That rivalry right there. We waited on it, man. We waited on it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say one more thing about it. I'm gonna go back to SummerSlam real quick. We talked about SummerSlam '97, right? Remember we kept mentioning that, and you saw what they wore for that match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Punk had the pink and black on, and David Priest had like an Undertaker. Drew McIntyre had like an Undertaker type jacket on.
Right.
If you go back and watch it.
Right.
And then of course you got the referee in the middle with Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
So so many different. What I'm saying is so many different layers, man. And then they add history to it. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm ready to see the match without Seth Rollins in there and see how it plays off of that and how they're gonna choose his referee since they had to pick one for SummerSlam.
Yeah. Seth, he out of pocket now. He got his own business he needs to deal with right now with Bronson Reed, which smart booking. Seth needs to do something so they can keep Seth and CM Punk away from each other for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So because like I said, I think that's gonna happen around. Well, maybe WrestleMania time anyway, so you're gonna have to keep that around. Yeah. Keep them apart.
Yeah,
until that happens.
You're going to have to do that because I think primarily it stretches it out, and once it stretches out, it's like, man, we can really milk this thing, right? Like maybe after all this, maybe they finally come face to face at the Rumble. You know how it is. Like maybe
You know?
CM Punk come in at number 10. He's been in there. Maybe like number 18, Seth comes out because Punk, everybody's standing, everybody knocked down but Punk or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Seth can come out there. I've been waiting on this. Like walking down the aisle, just he ain't even coming out doing the dancing with the he just taking his gear off and I'm coming for you, all that jazz, But
And if Punk in the ring, he could probably just go under the ropes and then they fighting our way or something like that, and that continue it like that.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
yeah, man. It'll be something else, man. I really think that that match itself will be when that match happens, it would be good. But I think now with Punk and Drew, but shout out to me, feud of the year, man.
Yeah. Oh, it gotta be. I don't see nothing else topping it right now. I mean, they got time, but I don't see nothing topping it at the moment.
Awesome stuff, bros. Let's move on to the Judgment Day. What's going on with the Judgment Day, man? What's going?
Oh, it's still a Judgment Day.
What's going on? We got the hot story, the hottest story outside of CM Punk and Drew. We got Dirty Dom and his girl Liv standing up at the top of the rafters, standing up in the audience, and Damian Priest come do the Undertaker behind him like he did on AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Hey,
that was amazing.
Wait, hold on. Ask me this. What did he say Liv Morgan made for him? Somebody said the way he said it for me.
Some tendies. Tendies. Boy, I was cracking up, bro. Because even Dom he was cracking up himself. He's like, she let me play video games when I want to.
Give me some
chicken dinner. I'm like, boy, you sound like a little boy right now, but
get some tendies, bro.
I mean, we are. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I love those things too, man. So I can't even talk about it really. But it was just funny because it sounded like he was just cracking up when he was trying to say it. He was like, because it's like, he sound crazy.
So what I think is going on with that, man? I'll start. Crump, did you go ahead and start that with Crump? Go ahead, bro.
Well, me, I love it. I love the Terror Twins. I just love the name of them because I love the dynamic with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. I just love their friendship. Cause I see it on social media and whatever else. I just like how they interact and then how close they are. They've been close for a long time. And so to finally get that as just them two on TV like this is awesome for me. Because, when she came out and helped them week before and they came and they beat down, well, I guess they still, like I said, they still call it Judgment Day. I think they were trying to change it. They were talking about changing the name or whatever, but I don't think they're going to do it. But yeah, she helped them out and they beat down, Jade McDonough and Carlito or whatever, and they did that hug. And I was like, dang, that's a moment. Like it's like a brother and sister fighting against everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I just love that part. Damian Priest, I think I told y'all before, it's like he turned into Dominic Toretto from Fast and Furious, Vin Diesel. Because he talking about y'all my family now. I didn't have a family now. Y'all my family. He had the tank top just like him and the cross chain just like Dominic Toretto. It's just ironic, Dominic with Dirty Dom right there.
This is my family now.
Yeah, it's all the family thing. And the crowd is eating it up. They love it.
They sure are.
They love it. And Damian Priest getting the crowd behind him more and more every week. And Mommy already had the crowd, had everybody going. So them two, but at Bash in Berlin, I think Dom and Liv are going to win because they got to continue it. Because I don't think Damian Priest and Finn Balor going to fight until Bad Blood, maybe. So they got to continue it, and they could probably have another match on Raw or something like that in between. But it could be Bad Blood between Damian Priest and Finn Balor right there, because I don't see him stretching out that much longer. Because he kind of got to say something already a little bit, but it's I'm great. I like how they continue. I feel like the new Judgment Day needed a big member like Damian Priest was of the group. So I feel like they need to add. So they already got a lot of people, but I feel like they need to add one more with no real muscle in it. But the story, right, is immaculate right now. It's been the story of the summer.
All right, so you got them. You got Dom and Liv winning. Which want to make that note? You got Dom and
yeah.
All right, go ahead, Lon.
I like what they're doing. Like, you talk about the family thing with Damian Priest. He said it on the dark match on Friday when we was at SmackDown. In his dark match, he talked about in his promo, he's like, "This is my family now."
Sign up for that. But go ahead.
Yeah, but then just with everything they got going on right now with it, and how Dominic is playing that heel role. Like I said, he's the only person I know that was heel that went more heel one night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you want him to get beat down. You know what I'm saying? And so and you had the people like a Rhea Ripley, who would kind of remind you of like a China when they used her back in the day, like in terms of like how they built her. But she was about to get this man the riptide on Raw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then Liv saved him, and so then Damian, I think he's gonna fight Finn eventually. I don't know if they're trying to push it, because I can tell you right now, somebody need to go check on JD after that South of Heaven.
Boy, Damian Priest be put him in the dirt, but with that.
Hey, so you know what I'm saying? So I like what they're doing with it right now. I do agree they do need some more muscle in the Judgment Day, because they're gonna run. He's already fought JD and Carlito. So, they're going to need some muscle. They're going to need somebody to kind of have Damian Priest to kind of battle with for a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I think they should try to push, and they can build Finn up to be like, I can't wait for, again, just like Dom, I can't wait for them to get his hands on it.
Right.
Who can I like to always kind of compare, but I don't have anybody right now, and that's fine. But in terms of like how they did it back in the day, but the closest I can do with it is like the hot face, and by that I mean like a top face, trying to get his hand on a manager back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like the manager always causing something like the brain, the weasel, and all those type of things. How you always, when somebody did something, they always got their hand on it. The fans always ate it up. But obviously Finn's a wrestler, so it's like, but he can still play that card like getting cheap shots on Damian, and that continue to get the fans behind Damian. Like, I want to get my hands on you, and when I do, the beating's going to begin, as he would say.
Mm-hmm. It's playing out really good, man. I'm interested to see where this goes, and I agree. Crump, bad blood is when it happens for Finn and Damon. I think that makes the logical sense, because they got to squash this. They got to get through this drama between Liv and Dom and Rhea. The three-way love triangle. That's so we got to get through all that, man. So I'm interested to see. We want to know what you guys think. Drop it in the comment section. Want to know what you guys think. Let's move on to Randy Orton versus Gunther. This is gonna be a hitter right here.
Yeah, like I said, it serves that everything counts. Where everybody was like, man, he didn't pin Randy, at the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. How did they let him get that? How the referee let that go? But Triple H said something about it, said, we're going to get back to it. And here we are. He put Randy on Raw to go after Gunther for his first match. And Gunther saying, yeah, he surprised me about being here, but I want to clear my record. That was kind of a stain on my record. Everybody saying, oh, your shoulder was up, like I can't beat you for real. And Gunther ain't going to stand for that. So this match, and he going to prove he's a legitimate world champion, because like I said, if he didn't beat Randy, he wouldn't even been in that match for the world title. Mm-hmm. So this is definitely showing a great for a first match to show that he should be the world champion and he's legit.
Yeah. He first of all, this is, I'm glad, to your point, Carl, I'm glad that they bringing this back, right? And because it almost got to the point where we forgot about it, but now it's a higher stake prize, right? A higher prize at stake, so to speak. So I'm liking that. I'm digging the fact they're going to do it in Germany, which is going to more likely going to have the crowd behind them. But at the same time, Randy Orton respect it, so that's going to be interesting, right?
Yeah.
So you got all these different ingredients going on, and then of course I'm picking Gunther to win that. But then it's like, well, what happens after that with Randy, right? But I think it's right on time for a good first title defense. I think it's going to be just phenomenal. I'm looking forward to that. Hard hit,
man. So, if Randy loses, does Randy snap? I mean, because we know how the Viper get. I mean, does he snap and go off, come out and RKO Cody Rhodes and just get it over with? What happens?
Yeah, I mean, he got to go back to SmackDown, so he got to do something over there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it could happen. But like I said, a lot of people think him and Cody going to fight at WrestleMania. Everybody putting everything at WrestleMania, so I don't know. All these shows are big. So, I mean, you don't necessarily have to wait for WrestleMania for that match. So, because all these shows been big, and especially they can do it at Survivor Series no matter where they are. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like I said, because after he fight Gunther, he ain't got nothing else to do on Raw. Because he ain't supposed to be there, but he got that clearance. And most likely Triple H put that clearance in because, of what happened at, like I said, King of the Ring. And so he'll be back on SmackDown. So he got to do something over there. And because unless that, like I said, the Kevin Owens and Cody match or Robert continues, but we'll see where it goes.
I'll say one more thing to it. It is pretty interesting though that we're talking about earlier, like KO turning heel on Cody. So if Randy does go back to SmackDown, which I believe he will, then that is like where would they place him now? Does he fight? Does he stand by Roman and fight the Bloodline? I don't know about that, but he still got some beef there. So man, so many things. It always keeps you guessing.
Yeah, man. This is that interwoven storyline that WWE is really noted for, man. But we really need to talk about what's going on with the New Day. What's really going on with the New Day?
Well, what? Hey, didn't I tell you about this? You said RC ain't no New Day. Remember we said that? And here we are now. It's probably a New Day.
What's going on?
Odyssey Jones has that personality close to Big E.
Right.
Because if you seen him on NXT, he has that happy-go-lucky. He's a hype, all that kind of stuff. You see a little bit on Raw already.
Right.
But I do want to see why Xavier Woods is so kind of jealous or whatever. I mean, you should want some help against, Karrion Kross and others of pain and whatnot. So why would what you upset about? They're finally back intriguing with the New Day. Like I said, I'm always like New Day no matter what, but for a lot of people, they've been stale.
Yeah.
And they ain't really had nothing going on. They just there on TV, get wins here and there and whatever, telling stories along the way, trying to share a little bit of lower card stories along the way. But this builds them back up to like, what's going on with Xavier? Like, did Karrion Kross really get to him, or did something click in his head to him? And he, like I said, Kofi just wanted to get some help against this group that he tired of talking to. He's tired of facing.
Right.
So they got big man Odyssey Jones picking up Authors of Pain with ease, slamming them both of them at the same time. Like, yo, I'm like, is Xavier Woods just like, he ain't Big E, so I don't want nobody else with us. So maybe is that it, or what else is it? Because we all thinking like, Karrion Kross, you don't need no more people in your group. What are you trying to do? Get Xavier Woods in your group or what?
Right.
But I think Karrion Kross is just the biggest instigator there is. He's just an instigator. He because Kofi been touting that we the only group ever pretty much that hasn't ever really broken up. He did a whole montage on Instagram for it. And he showed all these groups breaking up. A picture of all these groups and videos of all these groups breaking up. New Day has always stuck together. So Karrion Kross, I guess, taking offense and, like I said, being an instigator and putting bugs in anybody's ear, Kofi or Xavier, whichever one he could get to, and he's trying to break them up. And Xavier Woods showing signs of it might happen from his jealousy for some reason.
They've been together for like 10 years, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's been.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy about it? The famous quote, anything can happen in a year. You remember when we went to WrestleMania 31, and they was like, I think it was on the pre-show, they was still trying to do the power of positivity. Nobody wasn't feeling them. And then by WrestleMania 32, they come out of Cereal Box and the number one merchandise sellers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they go up and down. They had some accolades, single stars to it, tag team champions. But now I think it's time to split them up. I must be honest with you. And then now that Odyssey Jones is there, and what Woods is saying, I think Woods is now, for some reason, like I don't remember. If you go back and look, I don't remember. Kofi was like they cutting them off, right? When he about to say something, Kofi will jump in like, yeah, we can add all three of us. How about 6 on 6? 3 on 3 for a 6-man tag type of thing. And he's like, I wasn't gonna say that though. You know what I'm saying? So now Karrion Kross is showing that Karrion Kross really. If Karrion Kross ain't doing nothing else, he getting in people's head.
He playing that.
Yeah. If he ain't doing nothing else, if you don't remember nothing else, you remember he's getting in people's head right now. And so, but my thing is, I hope Xavier Woods, if he's the one that does it, I hope he doesn't join them, because I don't see he don't fit in there. I don't see that. But I don't know, man. This is the only thing left for New Day to do is fight each other.
Yeah, and then they could get Big E involved. Big E can't wrestle, but he could get involved backstage or come out. He just come out and add to the story.
Right.
Because, like I said, I think Xavier Woods thinks Kofi is trying to replace Big E or replace him, maybe with Odyssey Jones, because he's a bigger guy, and Xavier Woods has always had that complex his whole career of being, I'm the smaller guy, so I got to stand out this way or that way. That's been his whole career. Yeah, that's not really been shown on TV exactly, but from me listening to the podcast that they had before and all the stories he's told, that was one of his complexes about what he had stand out in his wrestling business. As he finally caught on with the New Day, so he don't want to let the New Day go and that's his saving grace in this business. And he feel like maybe he's being replaced by a big guy like Odyssey Jones and what he does. And so he probably take an exception to that because he wasn't filled in on everything in the beginning. And Kofi just met Odyssey Jones in rehab when he's rehabbing his shoulder or whatnot. And so he feel like he's out the loop. And it's never been like that for 10 years with the New Day. So that's possibly what this is with Xavier. How you gonna place me? I've been in this thing for 10 years. I've always know what's going on here. Are you gonna replace me now because we may be being at a low point, or what? So that all that might be rolling around in Xavier Woods' head, and he's not being himself, especially with Ken Crossing. Every week it be in his ear or hear all these words from him. He not really being that brotherhood like they been for the 10 years. So he's getting away from that. And he got all these negative ideas about what Odyssey Jones is here for. So it's interesting, man, and it's what they need, really. Because, like I said, a lot of people think they stale. And so it's an interesting dynamic with Odyssey Jones coming out of nowhere.
Odyssey Jones look like he a beast, too.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He is.
That man been on the roster for a long time. This is his first time showing up. He been on it for at least a year on the Raw roster. And they ain't show him barely once.
Right.
So I'm glad he getting hit some shine.
Right. So if the New Day breaks up, I mean, what's next?
I don't even know, man. Maybe a match or two. But then when they separate from that, now Kofi's proven to have a singles career. Like he's won multiple U.S. and Intercontinental championships. But
he won the big one too.
Yeah, he did. He's with the New Day too on that too, and he did. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just got a feeling they kind of round to the sunset after that, but I don't know.
I mean, let's wait and see because, like I said, we can't predict everything. Yeah. And like I said, with this regime, they come out of nowhere with a lot of things we didn't think how it was going to happen, or we didn't know how it was going to happen. So hopefully they have something for them if they do break up. But other than going to different shows, like I said, I don't know when the next draft will be. I don't know if they're going to have the same time every year or what. Because I know, Lord, SmackDown needs people. SmackDown needs people right now, especially in the top.
They do. They need some top tier stars to go against other top tier stars, man. But more to come on that. Let's move on to NXT. NXT is, first of all, they about to move to CW real soon, right?
Yeah.
Man, NXT is putting on a show, man. Let's talk about a few people there. Let's talk about Obi, Femi, your guy, Lonnie, right? Talk about Wesley. He recently made a heel turn. And we got to talk about Joe Henry. I mean, this guy's all over the place. But what's your guys' takes?
Well, Obi, you already know, I talked about him multiple times. I think he's that guy who's going to be the next guy to kind of carry the show however they have him drop the North American Championship and then go for the NXT championship. He might be the one taking off Ethan Page. I don't know. But I think he's the next guy. And then by the time he gets to the main roster, oh, man.
Yeah. They show him in the crowd, ain't it? I don't know. Was that SmackDown? He was in the crowd. Was that Raw?
No, it was Raw.
No, it was Raw.
Because he had fought Otis the next night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Raw. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Otis said he want another shot at Oba.
Man.
But I don't know if he need to do that because Oba going to be ready for him now because he seen what Otis could do.
Mm-hmm.
And so Oba going to be a little bit more ready. So I don't know who beats Oba or if he gets beat at all. Like I said, they might push another triple threat or fatal four-way or something like that or a ladder match at him. And then that's the only way he loses that belt. And then he goes for the top title in NXT and then moves on from there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing I see him losing that title right now. ladder match or triple threat match or fatal 4-way. Because if somebody pins them, that'd be a big feather in their cap.
Yep.
I don't know who could do it at the moment.
This dude.
I hope nobody no time soon.
Yeah, me neither.
This dude a beast, man.
Oh yeah, he can do big things. He's good on the mic too. I feel like you got that crowd. I mean, NXT crowd is almost easier to get than behind you, but he still got him, bro.
Yeah.
And I love his words. He talk like a real warrior.
Straight up warrior, man.
Yeah. So I wait to see what he does next, or who he faces next.
Right. So what's going on, Wesley?
Hey, Wesley done had it up to here.
Did he turn on those guys on TNA? Because I missed the turn. So
no, it was on NXT.
Okay.
But the Rascals have just been together on both shows, TNA and NXT, on both Impact and NXT show.
Right.
And it's been his friends for a long time. They've been together for a long time. But I think talking about Oba, I think he triggered this because this man because Wesley continued to say, "I'm the best North American champion ever," but Oba just beat you, bro. And that was his claim to fame. Yeah, Wesley claimed to fame for that North American title, and now he got beat for that. He lost that, and he lost the tag title match again. He the man tired of losing. He said, "I was moving forward without y'all. I don't need to be regressing and going back to the Rascals. I've been have a good single career." So that's been his talk, and he said, "I'm sending y'all back to TNA."
He said he had to wake them people up.
Yeah, he said, "Best of luck in your future endeavors." He's like, he the WWE guy. I'm like, oh wow, because he was saying the boy was fired, and Miguel, Trey Miguel, he never made it to WWE.
Right.
So he's saying, "I'm sending y'all back to TNA where y'all belong. I made it to WWE. I'm succeeded more than y'all. So I'm gonna have this match, and I'm gonna move on from y'all." So I was like, wow. I didn't even see him being heel, but he played it okay so far.
No, sometimes are the best faces are sometimes the best heels. You know, when you least expect it, and it's like, man, you've been a heel, you've been a fan favorite for so long, and then boom, it's a drop of a dime.
Right.
You can't heel. You know, it's always that why. Even when you explain yourself, but why. You know, those to me are sometimes the best turns from top face to top heel, and it keeps you like, you know, my boy tried to do that, it didn't work out for him. Why Stone Cold? Why? Nah, it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out, man, because the people didn't want to hate him. So I mean, when you do all the things he did, then all of a sudden you join with Vince McMahon and start hugging him. Nah, can't take it seriously, man. But you know, I like to see what Wesley does. Does he change his style after this? Maybe. But I like Wesley. I think he's a heartbeat there in NXT, kind of like a Johnny Gargano. You know, he was like a heartbeat there. You know, but I like him, and I want to see more. But I'm really curious about this next guy.
And we all talking about the man we believe in, Joe Henry. What's going on with
you be a little strong on the we, but
Yeah.
I say we gonna see. But I don't know if I believe it's totally yet. I like to say everybody like the song. I gotta see more matches from him. I don't know.
He's on NXT, TNA, NXT, TNA. The man's doing better.
You just named two places.
Yeah.
The man's everywhere.
I mean, they really have his cardboard face cut out on the main roster show, so he's somewhat kind of showing up. There's more people hearing about him, so I'll give you that. But other than that, we'll see if he goes to an NXT title. But we also have other contenders, and Pete Dunne, and like we were just talking about, Wesley. And so it could either be a fatal 4-way, or they're gonna have some contender matches for that, or a triple threat match to see who faces Ethan Page. And I feel like I'll be going for Wesley if they do a triple threat match like that. I'll be going for Wesley for that. So it'd be hard to do a heel versus heel. But
he attacked Wesley. He attacked Wesley,
who?
Joe.
Yeah, because Wesley attacked him first though. So, but yeah, out of all three of them, he's the only face, so he might get the shot. So Joe Hendry might get the shot because he's the only face that's kind of that's going for the title.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. They might give it to him. The face of Ethan Page.
I'm just gonna leave it like that because I just gotta see more. Q Booker T. You know, I just gotta see. You know, I understand. You know me, guys. I'm not the one that like. If you just plugging somebody away, you know, like, and you know, believe. I gotta see something still. You know, for me, I'm not just gonna jump on it because everybody else is on it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see something else from him. I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm not saying he's not over by any means. I'm not degrading him or anything like that. I just gotta see a bit more from him for me to be like, okay, this guy. Now they put that title on him, and he's a homegrown right now. Well, not homegrown, but current TNA talent, and they put that on him. I'm like, whoa, what's happening here?
Right.
you know. I've been like, oh, okay, where you want to go with this? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then that might, you know, I'm like, okay, let's see what he does with this then. You know, where he didn't go everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he's taking that with him, right? So I just gotta see more. That's gonna be my statement on him.
I feel like they could have had him face Nick Nemeth for the TNA title, like because everybody thought that Joe Hendry should have won that match, but Nick Nemeth won, so I thought they could build something up later with them two.
Yes.
But they got him going for an NXT title because they want him on NXT more often. So I mean, it makes sense for him to go against Ethan Page, but if he gets the match, I'll be going for Ethan Page. I ain't gonna lie, I don't even like Ethan Page like that. But I just don't see him winning the NXT title right now.
Right.
I'd rather be somebody in NXT, or like if y'all gonna sign this man, just sign him. Or I don't know his contract in TNA, but I'd rather him be signed. But like I said, I did have a prediction, like somebody from another company gonna get their title, but like I said, it's a wait and see also.
It's a wait and see. Fellas, final thoughts.
Oh yeah, NXT. I would just say
in general.
Just in general.
In general.
Oh man, right now the state of wrestling as a whole, but specifically WWE right now, the state of wrestling is great, but specifically WWE right now, this is where, to me, where you start pushing for Mania. I know we talked about everything's pushing to Mania, but this is, I don't know what quarter they go off because we're coming up on a lot of companies Q1. This is where you start pushing those Mania things, right? And so you're probably going to see a lot more teases happen. And so I think we're in a good place with it.
Yeah. WWE is in a great place, but I feel like they might need to do the draft sooner than later because Raw is more top heavy than SmackDown. I mean, they got more people that could be at the top than SmackDown does. And like I said, they searching for people to Cody to go fight. They going from both face and the heel dynamic. Either one they getting a shot for Cody, and that's no problem with that. But I feel like other than KO, they didn't really have nobody. And so, and unless a lot more people on Raw, you think about Drew, Punk, Jay, Seth, Gunther has the title. They had to pull Randy over there, but they didn't really need Randy over there. But it's good that they have that story from the King of the Ring thing. And Damian Priest over there, that's budding to be that next big star that's getting the fans behind him. Bronson Reed want to be up there making noise. Braun Breaker already, he got Intercontinental title, but he could easily be up the world title status if in like a few months or so.
Right.
So Raw has they still got Shinsuke Nakamura over there. He could be a title contender anytime he wants to be if they put the right story on it. So I think Raw has so many more big talents, and they need to balance it out a little bit more. So that draft might happen sooner or later, or they might just continue to swap talent like they did with Randy.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
One last thought: who faces Cena for that farewell match?
Is WrestleMania match?
We're gonna start with WrestleMania since that's first.
Man, I'm thinking WrestleMania his last match. I don't know because he said he's gonna be in the Rumble.
No, he said he's coming out December.
So he gonna come back. Okay. Well,
yeah, no, he's wrestling all 2025.
Right. I think Mania is his last. That's his last Mania.
Yeah.
But yeah.
His last match.
His last match gonna be in like December. But he wrestling all year.
So his last match. Let's see. I don't know because I'm thinking in my mind it's like, should it be one of his old rivalries or should it be somebody who's coming up and coming?
Yeah.
So if you ask me, then I would say maybe a Randy Orton.
Yeah, for the last match. But I believe I'm gonna keep saying that he's gonna get the world title, his 17th title reign next year. And so him losing that is gonna be his last match. So it's gonna be a new star, whoever he loses it to.
Mm.
But WrestleMania, it could be Randy. His last WrestleMania match, I feel like it could be Randy. But his last match is gonna be the new star who takes the world title off of him. So either way, I'm ready for it all. My boy Cena to go.
I know you're ready for it all. People out there, I hope you're ready for it all as well. This has been another edition of the Champions Corner. We want to hear what you guys think. Continue to follow us, share this video, and like this page if you hadn't already done so. And because we have more content coming your way. Fellas, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.